Okay, hello everybody, this is Vesper, and I'm here with Chun-Li, and the Capcom Pro Tour is finally over, and I'm completely exhausted right now. So I'm going to sound really tired, so it's not just, I'm feeling down about the tournament or something like that. So Chun-Li, what do you think? How do you think about the tournament?
A little bit underwhelmed by the tournament.
Are you sure you're not just exhausted?
No.
Because I'm so tired right now. I've barely got any sleep in the last 2 days.
No, the quality of matches were pretty good.
Yeah.
Overall. I think that was fine. A lot of my favorite players really underperformed at the tournament.
I'm sure a lot of people are thinking that too.
And I was not happy with a little bit of the production of the tournament.
Production?
The halftime show? Oh my god.
That's a strange thing to talk about in a tournament.
Yeah.
So the halftime show, like what was even happening? Because I was doing other things while it was happening. I was picking up food and stuff.
It was pure hilarity. They had a DJ using his iPad or whatever, and the guy was just like a little feeling himself a little too hard there.
He was feeling himself. Was it some crazy tunes? Like, I'm seeing gifs of this guy everywhere, and he looks like he knows how to party. That's for sure.
Yeah, he was definitely he was having a rave party by himself. And then they had some sort of garage band that was doing like covers of Mega Man songs and stuff like that, which is like meh. Really, but the reason that really irks me was that the halftime show was like a half hour, maybe an hour long.
Well, I heard they had to take a 1 hour break or something like that.
There was like a lot of breaks throughout, which really breaks the pacing of it. And then on top of that, we ended up with that 2 out of 3 format, which is really...
Yeah. So the 2 out of 3 bracket, we talked about that before in our supposed to be last video, but basically, I would say it is what it is, but honestly, my honest opinion of it is that there's no excuse for having a 2 out of 3 bracket and a preparation for a 1-year tournament. That's basically what I said.
It's a great injustice to the players that earned their way there, and I would have been okay if it was just 2 out of 3 back-to-back matches, right? But when you have all these breaks and that halftime intermission and all that stuff, I feel like we couldn't get to 3 out of 5 because of all of that, and that's really disappointing. Nobody needed that halftime show and stuff like that, but I guess they probably did it to allow an intermission for the people who were physically there, to allow them to go to the bathroom, get food and drink and stuff like that. Okay, I guess it's understandable from that perspective, but from a viewer perspective, it's really disappointing to not get 3 out of 5 to see the best possible matches and the best representation of who's better at the time. 2 out of 3.
But it's not we're talking about a 16-man bracket here.
Yeah,
and how hard could it possibly be to manage? You know what I mean?
Oh god. And
a 1-year tournament 16-man bracket. I'm just saying it's been done before.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And last year was 3 out of 5 as well. So it just feels like they added way too many things to the tournament that shortened the amount of time for players to actually play. It feels like there was a lot of fluff material that a lot of people or viewers didn't want.
Yeah,
if they were like me, they wanted to see as many matches between these players, because 2 out of 3, there's that variance, that high level of variance that anything could happen. 3 out of 5 helps reduce that variance.
Yeah, for sure. The tournament did seem it fly back really fast.
Yeah, the matches went by really quickly. Actually, I would have thought they would have been a lot closer, like at Evo or something like that. But they were pretty fast. And I guess there was a bracket mess up.
Yeah, I heard about that too. I guess basically what happened was the online bracket was different than the bracket they did on paper. Yeah. That caused a double jeopardy.
For Momochi versus Ryan Hart.
Yeah, it was an unintentional double jeopardy that happened.
So from what I've read on Twitter, the explanation is that it should have been Infiltration versus Ryan Hart, And then Momochi versus PR Rog or something like that.
Without talking about the players directly, would you say that if they did do the bracket the way it should have been, would the tournament have turned out differently?
It's tough to say, but it puts some doubts in everyone's mind that the tournament may have turned out differently. There's always that variance.
And would you say, once again, without saying directly, that the people who made top 3 deserve to be there?
Yes, but then again, at that stage of the bracket, any of those players could have deserved top 3. So again, it's really tough to say.
Yeah, for sure. So my basic opinion of the tournament is, there's a lot of players that really surprised me and really impressed me, and a lot of my predictions were completely wrong. I think so was yours, Killy.
Mine was a joke, but
yours was a joke. But our predictions were pretty bad. But like I said, in a 2 out of 3 bracket, anything can happen. There was some players' performances that I was disappointed with as well. But as a tournament, like I said, I was already mentally prepared for how the tournament would turn out with this kind of bracket and things like that. So, but overall, it was really entertaining, right? It just could have been so much more. I think it was a bittersweet kind of situation.
Overall quality of matches were pretty high.
Definitely let us know, guys, what you guys think about the tournament and the format and the bracket things. If you guys even care about that, just let us know what you guys think. So let's go down the players here. I guess we'll briefly go through what we think of how each player performs in the tournament, just so this video is not hours long. So I guess we'll start from the top. Let's start with Luffy. So Killy, what do you think about Luffy? How did he do?
Luffy did well at this tournament, and obviously he's pretty disappointed that he didn't win, but he was pretty consistent throughout.
He was on a hot streak right at the starting, man.
It was definitely he was looking pretty strong, but again, I think it's because he won Evo that people looked out for him and were trying to find counter strats, and I think the players that ended up beating Luffy did their homework and prepped.
But still, that him defeating Nishikin at the start, because I know he said he was worried about that match, so obviously Luffy was well prepared, right?
Yeah.
So that's good too. He ended up taking 3rd place, right?
Correct.
So he did a good representation of the European scene, and the Europe scene should be really proud of their players because all of them performed really well. So it was pretty good for Luffy. I'm sure he's disappointed because he's the Evo champ and he wanted to win this, and that would have set it in stone that he is the best player in the world. You know what I mean? It would have been no dispute from that point because of all the roads.
It would pretty much shut up all the haters for.
Yeah, it would. It would totally shut them all up. It would have been perfect. But 3rd place is still really good for that tournament, especially with the caliber of players. So definitely Luffy did not get lucky, I would say, right? He played very well.
Played very well overall.
Okay, so moving on to Nishikin. Now, Nishikin, I predicted to get 1st place, and he ended up getting almost last. Did he get last place?
He went 0-2, man.
Oh man, that's pretty bad, dude. Seriously, if we put money on these predictions, Killy, we'd be living on the street right now. We'd be living on the street. I'd be begging for subscribers because I need the money, I need food. But oh man, the first match was close though, but he, like I said, he needed to win that first match. That was, like I said, that's when he needed for the momentum. But it didn't pay out, and Luffy sent them to the depths of hell, and PR Balrog is waiting for him at the gates.
That was a really
Balrog Blanca match, man. Oh my god.
He wasn't doing too bad in that matchup.
Yeah, it's true. But it's come on, you know what I mean? You're in loser's bracket and you expect it would have been the longest climb for him,
Yeah, it would have been a really big uphill battle. It was already an uphill battle at that point.
Yeah, usually you want some balance here where it's you face average opponents and then you fight the last boss, which is Balrog versus Blanca. But instead he had to, fight him head on right at the starting, so.
Yeah.
Nishikin was a very short story, I would say, so there's not much we can say about it, right?
It was a bit unfortunate.
Yeah.
But I think he kind of expected it. based on his interview at Event Hubs.
For sure. Okay, so next we have is PR Balrog. Wow. Just wow, that's all I have to say. Killy?
I would almost say MVP.
Really?
Amazing performance from PR Balrog. In particular, beating Daigo and Fudo. And the way he beat Daigo was absolutely amazing.
The red focus, right?
Yeah, it was basically like down to the last. He had Daigo in the corner, got a knockdown, backed off, walked forward, and then started charging the red focus. And then Daigo started pushing buttons, canceled on the fireball. I don't think he fully realized there was a red focus, and bam!
It was already too late, man.
It's too late.
The worst focus in the game.
Oh god, it was such a smart play. Unbelievable.
Oh man, yeah, like he did he didn't play Balrog the entire tournament though, right? Didn't he play Evil Ryu once? Like
only once against Ricky Ortiz, and then as soon as he lost, he switched to Balrog, and then stuck with Balrog throughout.
And I'm so happy he did it, man. I love that he plays Balrog. Like even though he doesn't consider him like the best character, but he understands that character so well, and I really like it because like I don't know, Balrog, man, he's got that wild card character almost. A lot of people hate dealing with him.
Yeah, and I think the matchups in general, not necessarily, they sort of favor Balrog slightly, or at least like Balrog has the tools to deal with the character matchups you have to face.
For sure, his performance against Daigo was just absolutely amazing.
Phenomenal.
It was absolutely amazing. I loved it, man.
A little bit of a heartbreaker because he lost to Infiltration.
Yeah. Oh man.
Because he didn't macro his 3-punch button. So when he went to do the Ultra, because I think
two opportunities, right?
He got a headbutt, the Ultra didn't come out. The second time Infiltration did Ultra 2, he blocked it, and then he tried to do the Ultra, nothing happened.
Yeah, nothing came out. It almost, when I first saw it, I thought to myself, maybe he inputted the punches too early, but you'd figure he'd be mashing the hell out of that button for the reversal, right?
Yeah.
But then afterwards, he was showing to Infiltration that he did not have his 3-punch button macroed, and even went up to the commentators and told them to straight up that is terrible.
He was salty, but that's his notice, right?
That's his fault for sure, man. You can't use that as an excuse. Like, dude, you didn't bind your button, man. Like, come on.
Come on.
What a way to go out of the tournament. Like, who knows what would have happened if he beat Infil, right? But Infil was up on 1. I think it would have just tied it, right? If he beat Infil.
I can't remember.
Oh, dude, I don't remember. Someone remind us. It was a long night, but yeah, it doesn't, like, we're not necessarily saying PR would have took the whole thing, but like when you lose in such a way, it's goofy,
Yeah, it's just unfortunate.
Alright, moving on to Ricky Ortiz. Killy, how did Ricky Ortiz do?
She performed really well. Well, not so amazingly well, but Ricky did a lot of cool clutch moments. Really strong plays overall.
Like, as usual, Ricky's execution is insane. Recently, ever since Evil, has been just insane. Like the Rufus, Shore Fierce, whatever, has always been really good, but I don't know what it is.
Ricky landed so many one-frame links. It was amazing. And then just clutch plays. Ricky ended up losing to Luffy in winners, and then getting eliminated to Valmaster. Both really solid players, both European players, so nothing to be ashamed about that.
Yeah, I guess the only thing that sucks is that Ricky had to play PR in the first round. Like, a fellow EG member,
It was unfortunate, but at least we got to see what would have happened if Ricky ran into Luffy at Evo.
Yeah, that's true, hey?
I always thought Ricky was one of the players that could have been Luffy at Evo, but I guess it's proved that might have not been the case.
Yeah, Luffy was able to hold that, that's for sure.
Yep.
We also predicted Ricky to win the first round.
No, actually, I predicted PR Rog would have been Ricky, just because in the past the track record has been... I felt the track record was Rog winning most of the match.
Okay, now we have Snake Eyes. Oh my god, Killy, Snake Eyes, what happened?
Oh my god, probably the most...
I would say the worst performance in the tournament out of all the players.
He went 0-2, but... Like,
was he nervous? Like, was he playing his game? Did it look like Snake Eyes was on the screen? If he didn't have the subtitles and it didn't say Snake Eyes, would you believe that was him?
well, okay, first off, he lost to Momochi in the opening round, and Momochi, like, he played so well.
We can't talk about Momochi specifically right now, though, but that is a good point.
So, I mean, it's perfectly understandable that he lost. Like, he didn't really get to do his thing. Mm-hmm. And then he got eliminated by Knuckle Dew, which looked like a pretty bad matchup for Geef.
Yeah.
So,
that's true.
It is what it is.
Like we said, that like Zangief's gonna have problems against some of these characters, right?
Yes, that's true.
We did say this is gonna happen, so I really wished Snake Eyes would have performed better for sure.
Yeah, man.
Definitely one of my disappointments of the tournament, player-wise.
For sure.
Mm-hmm. But on the lighter side, though, we have Momochi. So what the hell happened to Momochi, Killy? Like,
oh my god, that guy had the tournament of his life.
It was about time too, man. You know, like when I started to realize Momochi is like winning, I was just like, man, like he needs this tournament because like, what's the last major he's won like in recent memory? Like the big tournament, you know?
Yeah, Seam. Southeast Asia Major. That's the last tournament he won, beating Kazunoko in grand finals. That's why he qualified.
Yeah, like I know he did well on Topanga, of course.
3rd place.
Yeah, but damn, man, like it. Out of like him and Shen, it looked like he was one of the most prepared players that tournament, man. Like.
Yeah, he was just like really well prepared. It looked like, anyways, and he like managed to collect himself after his losses. So
well, like the thing is that his starting performance didn't seem too good. Like especially like him picking Ultra 2 at Ken. You know, it was so frustrating to him to watch use Ultra 2 and then like whatever he was using it for, if it was for punishing the fireballs, he was never using it. You know, I was at the point where like he was almost about to lose, and I'm like, Momochi, just do the Ultra just to show us that you know it's there. You know what I mean? Like. And then I think when he used it the first time it was for a game-winning round. And
oh my god, that was the clutch. So.
Yeah. You know, as Momochi was just like, it was almost like, yeah, I know I had Ultra 2. You know, he was thinking, right? He just to shut everybody up, man. It was intense, but damn, Momochi.
Some of the most amazing plays. Like, first off, let's start with the Snake Eyes match. There is a moment where Snake Eyes, like, he whiffed the normal, and Momochi punished it with low forward, EX Fireball, or FADC Trip.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like such a sweet confirm. It was just amazing. Like the react stuff. It was so good. And then the Ryan Hart match. So you got double Jeopardy by Ryan Hart. Not double Jeopardy, but it was a double Jeopardy situation when it wasn't supposed to be. But anyways, he was about to lose to Ryan Hart. And get eliminated by Ryan Hart, and it was looking really close. Like it was really
getting scary, man.
It was getting really scary. Like
yeah,
we thought he was gonna lose again, and then he started cranking it up, and then he got Ryan Hart in the corner, got the throw or a knockdown, cross up Tatsu, low forward, fireball or something like that, FADC, Ultra 2, and we're like. Oh my god, and we were so scared because you see that combo, like, usually the Ultra 2 might whiff, like, it might, if you do it
the starting of that Ultra is so iffy, you know, he doesn't get, like, he doesn't move for a little bit, you know, it's scary, man.
So we're like, please just let this Ultra hit, and it hit, and we're like, is it enough? And we're like, I don't think it's enough, you got too many hits at the beginning, I don't think this is gonna kill, and then you see the final hit, and a KO, we're like, I screamed at the top of my lungs.
Oh man, it was great, man.
Yes!
I was expecting, you know, Momochi to turn around and just stare at Daigo and be like, I am the shadow, the true self, you know? Seriously, man. Yeah, Momochi just played absolutely amazing. Like, he did very, very well, and obviously...
He did his homework, man.
Yeah,
like, you could really tell he did his homework. Like, there was a point where he was fighting Zen, and Zen did Ultra, like a raw, Wake Up Ultra, or Raw Ultra, or something like that. And he blocked it. And for his punish, he did EX Tatsu. He corrected his direction of his EX Tatsu and punished Zen. So like that's a situation he practiced, or a situation he knew, right? Like, or at least like the adaptation, that like quick think on the fly moment, like really smart. So I think Momochi was like well prepared for that tournament.
Yeah, good for him, man. Like, it's so nice to see him win that tournament for sure. And like, I predicted Momochi not to do well at all. So
neither of us did.
I gotta hold that for sure. You know, like, yeah. Now I know, right? Now you know. And for all the players that predicted Momochi to do very well and get top 3, I tip my fedora to you. And good job with that prediction. Now next we have Ryan Hart. Now Ryan Hart, like I'm gonna say right off the bat, he played amazing. Like he
really surprising,
really well,
actually.
Yeah.
And the other surprising part was he picked Ryu.
Yeah, I love that, man. I love that because I just want like Ryu is still a decent character, you know, and just the way he was playing was really good, you know. I really liked watching his matches for sure.
His fireball game seemed really strong. It was actually really surprising. Like he was keeping Momochi in check. Like when he beat Momochi the first time, or sent him to losers, that was just like amazing. Just the way he played, it was so solid.
He was landing like every reversal DP like possible.
The ultra, yeah.
Seriously, every time,
lot of clutch.
Man.
A lot of clutch.
A lot, man. They're always like, he always used it at the right time when they least expected it, man. So like, good for him, man. A lot of clutches. And Reinhardt, you seemed pumped, man, when he was winning. Like he wanted it, you know. It was good. I love seeing it. Like I love seeing that shit. Anything else you want to talk about, Reinhardt?
Little disappointing loss when like that Momochi come back with the Ultra 2. Like man, afterwards Reinhardt's just a little bit dazed.
It didn't look like the Ultra was gonna kill him. It didn't look like it was enough
damage. It really didn't.
Because when I saw him, like, oh, you know, Momochi didn't do it raw, right? Because I'm thinking, oh, we should have did raw. Would have did more damage. But then, you know what I mean? It was just enough. Like even didn't like Ultra David say it wasn't gonna kill him?
Yeah. There's like some sort of. It was hilarious.
Yeah, he's like, it's not gonna kill him, and it's just like, wow, wow, wow. You know, just Reinhardt just walking away. Oh, dude, so funny.
But yeah, Reinhardt acknowledged that was clutch. So you got.
Yeah, of course. You know, you stood there for a second. You know, he was obviously disappointed, but then he was like, "Yeah, that was good. That was good." Yeah, you have to admit that was a good comeback. Okay, let's talk about NuckleDu. Killy, what do you think how NuckleDu did?
I think NuckleDu performed well. Obviously not as well as he wanted to, but
for such a young player, man.
I think he did. He created an upset by eliminating Snake Eyes for sure. And he was doing pretty well against Reinhardt initially. There were some really cool plays he made with the Capre, but...
You mean Evil Kami?
Yes.
Evil Kami.
I kind of wonder why he didn't use Guile, because I would have thought...
Like, you told me about his pocket Evil Kami, and then I was like, I'm pretty sure he's going to play Guile, but you were right, he did use her. Yeah,
and it was weird, because I would have thought he would have picked Guile for the Ryu matchup. Because in the past, at least definitely in Super, that matchup seemed like it was in Guile's favor, and I don't think too much has changed to really change that. But
well, we have to assume that these guys have been playing each other before the tournament. Obviously, they were doing money matches up in the hotel, and I guess all of them made some quick, you know, last-second decisions before the tournament. You think?
Yeah, that's a risky strategy too.
I know, right? I don't know about that. Like, yeah, you need information, you know what I mean? But like, I don't know. Like, I have the feeling that like NuckleDu and Ryan played each other, and he was using Guile, and he was losing, and I think he just made that last-second decision to switch to Evil Kami. But we don't know, right? But I think he did really well. Was his nerves in check? He didn't seem too nervous, but it's hard to tell. They all looked nervous, to be honest. But just so many people watching, right? But like,
yeah,
he did very well. So good for NuckleDu. Good for him, man. Next, let's talk about my favorite player getting bodied. Bon-chan. Killy, how did Bon-chan do?
He didn't get second place. How can you be the king of second place if you didn't get second place?
He still did Tiger Uppercut, man. During Tiger Uppercut.
Yes, he still.
That's the most important thing, man. As long as he did that, it's good enough for the year.
I think Bon-chan severely underperformed in this tournament, but also the players that he lost to were phenomenal as well. His first round match was against Fudo, and Fudo, like, I think Bon-chan double jeopardy Fudo at Evo, so I thought for sure Bon-chan had Fudo's number, but Fudo, man, just played so well in that matchup and then beat Bon-chan. And then the elimination match was against Momochi.
Oh my god.
And God, Momochi had the craziest setup ever.
You're talking about the cross-up fierce, right?
The cross-up fierce. It was so surgical how he set it up every time.
Was that unblockable? They couldn't have been, because he tried it on Ryan Hart, you know?
Yeah,
and it didn't work. So,
but I think coupled with Sagat's tall hitbox or something like that, like that was just like, how are you gonna block that? How are you gonna block
that? Yeah, exactly. When Bonchan got hit by it, he's just like...
Twice.
Oh,
he got hit by it twice.
It just does so much damage. It's just unreal. Bonchan was wearing a really nice jacket, though. I'll definitely say that, for sure.
Bleached his hair. Got it freshly bleached.
Yeah, he was looking good. He was definitely looking
sharp.
Good. Yeah, really sharp. GQ for sure. GQ version, Japanese magazine, I'd say, for sure. But yeah, I that's another play that really disappointed me. I really hoped Bonchan to go further. I did predict that he wouldn't do very well in the tournament, but I'm sad that I was right about that, because Bonchan, man.
That's your boy.
That's my boy, man. Okay, let's talk about Fudo. Now, Fudo, like, honestly, I think a lot of people underestimate how good Fudo is, you know? I usually talk about Fudo a lot, and he did pretty well, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, he overcame the Sagat matchup, did really well there, ended up losing to Infiltration to get sent into losers, and then finally eliminated by PR Rog.
Yeah.
He's the one that eliminated Knuckle Dude, which is a little bit surprising since Guile versus Fei Long has always been in favor of Guile. I mean, that started since the Super days.
Yeah, I remember when Daigo played Mago, and Daigo had to use Guile for that matchup. So
and then at Evo, Dominion eliminated I think Mago. So yeah, it's been an unfavorable matchup for Fei Long, but for some weird reason, like Knuckle Dude didn't know how to handle Fei Long or of that caliber, and I think someone quoted Mago on Twitter or something like, "This Knuckle Dude, it's like, does he not know the Fei Long matchup?"
That's funny, man. Fudo still did a lot of damage in that tournament, man. He put a dent in that bracket.
Yeah, and then when he got eliminated by Pierre Rog, I think Rog eliminated him at Evo 2011 or something like that. I could be wrong on that. I know Balrog. I know Pierre Rog eliminated either Mago or Fudo from Evo. So yeah, Rog's always been a tough matchup for Fei Long. So no surprise that he got eliminated there. But overall, Fudo's performance was really strong.
Yeah. Moving on to Infiltration. Now, Infiltration, how many characters did he use in this tournament?
Good question. Chun-Li, Elena,
he used Akuma for sure.
Akuma. I think that's it. I think those are the only 3 characters he used.
But he did use more than one, definitely, like everyone predicted, that's for sure. How do you think he did, though?
I think he did well, actually. He made it pretty far in the bracket, and probably about the same expectation as I had for Infiltration. Like, I didn't predict Infiltration was going to win, mostly because he was MIA for the majority of the year. Like, after EVO, I don't think he went to any tournaments.
Yeah, he kind of disappeared for a little bit, hey?
I wonder if he was just trying to play up to Capcom Cup, like go in with sort of a similar strategy as the Daigos to not show his play too often and try to go in.
I don't like that strategy though, man.
It's a really risky strategy. And for me, I considered Infiltration as one of the wild cards of the tournament because of his overall counterpick strategy.
Yeah.
And the fact that he was just MIA for so long. And maybe part of it kind of paid off because that Pocket Elena against Fudo was insane.
Yeah.
You could tell he went in prepared for that matchup because he was using, like, I believe it was either crouch short to cause the Rekkas at a certain range to whiff, and then he would whiff punish afterwards. Like, insane stuff.
Really?
Very, very precise. Yeah.
I didn't see any of that shit.
He did it twice against Fudo, so it was pretty amazing. So, really strong Elena player, and I don't think I've ever seen Infiltration use Elena before. He might have done it on his stream, but yeah, that was crazy stuff.
Maybe he's been playing too much Guilty Gear lately.
Yeah, oh god, he loves that game, from what I hear.
Yeah.
Uses your boy Chip.
Does he?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Let's good, man. I could learn off him.
But anyways, I think he ended up. Yeah, he lost to Momochi in the end. So fourth or third, something like. No.
Yeah, there's nothing. He can't be like sad about that.
Yeah.
That was a good.
So that was really cool.
Yeah.
So.
Next up, we have Choo-Choo. Now, Choo-Choo, he was definitely one of the biggest underdogs of the tournament. Probably the biggest underdog, right?
Yeah, I'd say he was him and Knuckle-Doo were the underdogs of the tournament. Choo-Choo had a pretty rough starting first round with infiltration, so
yeah.
Obviously he was not the favorite to win that matchup, and he didn't win, and then eventually he got eliminated by Bon-Chan. So he ended up going 0-2, but again, look at the two people he had to face, like, that was pretty...
Congrats for him to make it to the tournament, but it's just, you know what I mean, that was his chance, you know, to show him, to prove himself, basically. And it was kind of like, you know, the spotlights went on the stage, and he came out with his top hat, and then like came from nowhere and wrapped around his throat and draped him back out, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, that's what it seemed like. Yeah.
So, unfortunate performance for Choo-Choo, but it is like kind of what most people were expecting.
Yeah. Next up, we have the second place finisher, which is Shin. How do you think Shin did, Killy?
Oh, he looked really hungry for Capcom Cup, and I think he came the most prepared out of all the players. Like, he was anticipating on all of those matchups, and he had like counter picks for everyone.
Yeah, I think like one of the best like plays of the tournament was definitely the red focus from PR, but one of the best matches was the fact that Shin picked Dhalsim versus Daigo.
And a lot of people forget, Dhalsim was Zen's original main in Vanilla SF4.
Yeah, when he told me that, it blew my mind, because I'm like, what are you talking about? Because I thought, you know, he just completely learned this pocket character just to deal with Daigo. But yeah, you said he was a Dhalsim main back in the day.
Back in the day, and apparently, from what I read on Twitter, was that Filipino champ had given him like a guide to beat Daigo.
What? The treasure map?
The treasure map to beating Daigo.
Oh my god. What did it say on the piece of paper? Press stand fierce when Daigo throws fireball?
No idea, man. But man, he played that match so well with Dhalsim. Like, it was great. And like, oh man,
I think that was my favorite match in the tournament. Like, that was like when I was like almost standing up, you know? Like,
yeah.
That was a really entertaining match. I was so happy that he counter-picked Daigo. A lot of people don't like counterpicking, but I love it. You know, like at this stage of the game when it's been out for this many years, you know what I mean? Like, it's good to just get as crazy as you can because you want to win. You know what I mean?
44 characters in the game. This game is now a game of matchups. I don't think one character covers all your matchups, so it's good to have pocket characters to just up your chances of winning. Like, that's a sign of a true competitor right there. It's gonna take every advantage he can get to win.
I love too, like, how Daigo's expression on his face when he picked Dhalsim, because the guy going through Daigo's head was like, oh fuck, I didn't think about this. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't think anyone was thinking about that.
It was so good that he picked
It was such
Dhalsim.
a smart counter pick. So smart.
I love it, man. I love it so much too, because like, I wouldn't necessarily say that like Dhalsim destroys Ryu or evil Ryu. I just think it was the fact that Dhalsim destroys Daigo. You know what I mean? Like, it was a player counter almost, not just a character counter. Because, like I said before, Daigo's always had problems with that.
He's always struggled with it, but I think it's
always struggled with it.
I think it's just the character matchup. Well, like both player and character, but like, yeah, that I can understand why he chose Dhalsim in that matchup. But that was brilliant. That was such a surprise counter pick. Like, Daigo didn't see that coming at all. No one saw that coming. So I'm happy that paid off for what it was.
But then he switched back to Poison, and then Gen, like, man.
Well, he chose Poison originally against Valmaster. I think we said this, or maybe we said this privately, that if Zen picks Poison against Valmaster, he's gonna win. And that's what ended up happening.
I think you called that.
So.
Yeah,
and then
he played so well, man. Like,
he
was so close to taking the whole thing, you know.
He wanted it so badly. You could just see it on his face. He wanted it so badly, but second place again at Capcom Cup, because last year he lost to Sun.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. But still, like, you know, him getting second place and getting first place at, you know, last year's Evo, like all that stuff.
He had his time in the spotlight.
Yeah, he had his time, man. You know, it's just give it to Momochi. You know what I mean? Like, it was good, man. He did really, really well, man. Really. He
did his job by sending Daigo to losers.
Yeah. Next up, we have Valmaster. I would say if Bonchan wasn't in the tournament, Valmaster would be my favorite player for sure.
He's such a good Chun-Li player, but I think he had the one of the worst first matchups in the bracket, just because Zen had that pocket poison from the get-go.
Oh man,
and
he looks so frustrated too.
Yeah,
like when he you know what I mean? Like he's like, I should have just stuck with my character, kind of.
Yeah, because he tried to counterpick with Elena against, well, not necessarily counterpick, but he tried to move away from to a better matchup with Elena, and that didn't pay off at all. It was just very convincing win for Zen, and then he went back to Chun-Li, and well, that's not a good matchup for Chun-Li. You could tell instantly, like the performance difference was night and day. Like he was doing so much better with Chun-Li. So really unfortunate to see him lose like that, but it was to be expected. I think he was half expecting it, like that counterpick was going to be a problem. But after he got sent to losers, he had to fight Justin in the losers bracket, and he just destroyed Justin.
Oh man, every time you see Val play, he always shows like new Chun-Li tech. You know, every time, man.
He made some really amazing calls.
Okay,
like
there's two things I remember. He used the flip kick, the down forward short kick.
To counter, I think it was to counter Justin or Ricky. Like they basically did a dive kick, and then they tried to dive kick again, and he called out the second dive kick with the down forward short, and then he went straight into Ultra 2 to clutch it out.
And then the second play was the bait, right?
Oh my god, this is probably like the second best play in the tournament. Mm-hmm. It was down to the wire versus him and Ricky. Mm-hmm. And he did the target combo. I think it was like stand short into the up kick or whatever like that.
Was it like the back medium kick and the back medium kick or whatever?
Yeah, that target combo. And then he FADC'd the second hit, FADC forward.
No, didn't? Oh, did he? Or was it a Hizanshu did he do?
No, he did FACD forward. And then he did Hizanshu to bait something. And Ricky got hit by the Hizanshu, and he backdashed immediately to bait out, because most people think, okay, he's going to try to do the tough link after the Hizanshu to try to close it out, because that's how much life difference it was. It was like basically, if he landed the link into EX legs and then Ultra 2, he would have won. So Ricky...
like she was obviously like mashing Messiah. Like
probably mashing Messiah. He was anticipating on that and mashed Messiah. Maybe not mashed, but did EX Messiah to try to catch a drop link.
Yeah.
But Valmaster backdashed immediately after the Hizanshu hit, saw the EX Messiah, and then immediately did Ultra 2 to clutch it out. It was the most amazing play. Valmaster just knows all these scenarios in his head, has the appropriate counter.
Now that you mention that, I don't know, maybe that is the top play of the tournament, not the red focus, because damn, that was so good, man.
It was so calculated. Like, that was so many steps ahead. It was amazing.
Like, I think Val's just got, he's gonna do so well in the future, you know? He's just, he's such a good player, and just... To me, from my perspective, I just, started knowing about this guy, and he's so damn good, man. I really respect his playstyle, a lot.
Yeah,
sure.
But again, he lost to the first and second place winners of the tournament, so nothing to be ashamed of, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. Just performed, even though he didn't make it too far in the bracket, I think he still performed overall. Sent just showed how well he plays Chun-Li. That's his character. It's this is my character. I'm the best in the world at this character.
Moving on to Justin Marvelous Wong. Oh man, how do you think Justin did?
Oh god, it was a pretty bad performance for Justin.
Who did worse, Justin or Snake Eyes, man?
One of the 0-2. He did 0-2. It was hilarious because I guess before Capcom Cup, Daigo said Justin was free. Well, he didn't say that exactly, but I think he said, Justin, in Marvel, you're the best player in the world, but Capcom Cup is SF4. and he basically proved it right there.
Oh man, just brutal. Seriously, after that match, I thought Daigo was gonna win the tournament right after that match. I'm like,
He
man,
was
Daigo is gonna
looking
win
so
this. Like he did, like it was brutal, dude. And yeah, poor Justin, man. Like he was trying to do dive kicks to kind of test Daigo's reaction time.
He did such a low dive kick that one time.
And he just gets hit by it every time, man. It always happens. Like every tournament when him and Daigo play, he always tries to test his reaction speed with the dive kicks. But shit, man, poor Justin. And who knocked him out?
Bellmaster.
Oh man, oh yeah, the Bellmaster too. It was not a good day for Justin for sure.
Oh,
I'm sure he had a good time in that tournament though, but
he did, but he wasn't happy with his performance, obviously.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not a good look.
He was not clutch.
No.
His clutching power did not work for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, finally we have the stubborn beast, Daigo. Killy, how do you think Daigo did?
Oh god, Daigo underperformed. No,
Would you say he underperformed though?
Not necessarily underperformed, but it was a disappointing performance. Especially, I was predicting him to win.
He was the most favorite player to win.
He always the most.
So hyped to win, it was unreal.
Like, oh my god! And after beating Justin so convincingly, we thought for sure he was gonna win. Like, he had to fight Zen next. We were like, yeah, he's got this. He like totaled Zen at CPT Asia.
Yeah.
And then Zen comes out the Dhalsim counter pick, and it was like ingenious, and it was like, oh man. But man, I really wish Daigo would just not be stubborn and counter pick that Dhalsim matchup. That's
with Yun?
Yeah, I mean, like, granted, he hasn't used Yun in a long. He couldn't use
Yun. Yun was skateboarding in the background during the stage.
He was staring at Daigo. He was staring at Daigo.
Yun was staring at Daigo. I'm pretty sure when Yun skateboards down the park, he's facing forward, but he was looking right at the screen, right into Daigo's eyes. And he's like, what's good, bro? What's going on? You know what I mean?
You need me? You need
me? Yeah, exactly. He's like, I'm right here, man. But Daigo, man, he's just stuck with Evil Ryu, but I don't know, man. That first loss from Daigo, like, even though he lost to the counter pick, Daigo still...
It was still 2-1. It was
yeah, like, it was still close, but...
Genius on Zen's part, but damn, I really want to see Daigo go farther than that. And then finally he got eliminated by PR Rog, and that was, like, PR Rog made one of the best plays of the tournament with that red focus stuff, but...
Yeah.
Frick, man, I really would have liked to see Daigo move forward, but again, I don't know if he prepped for those matches. It seemed like Daigo didn't.
You could not have prepped for Dhalsim, man. There's no way.
There's no way. Like, nobody in Japan uses that character anymore. And then same with Balrog either. Nobody uses Balrog in Japan at PR Rog's level. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, those two characters are well equipped to handle Evil Ryu. So.
You know what Daigo's gonna do when he gets home, right? He's gonna just play against Dhalsim for the rest of his life until he has completely mastered that matchup. He's not gonna lose to a Dhalsim ever again. Like that, you gotta draw a line. You know what I mean? Like okay. Daigo's lost to Dhalsim so many times. You have to draw a line here. Like he's gotta master this matchup now. You know?
I'm sure it's just in the back of his mind as he's playing Dhalsim. He's just like, fight fair, Dhalsim.
No, seriously, man. And Daigo just got hit by so many standing fierces. He keeps trying to like challenge Xian every time chucking a fireball and just eating a fierce for it. You know what I mean? Like
it's so tough. I don't know. Like I don't know what that character can do against Sim, to be honest. But I mean, whatever. What happened.
Like, what do you guys think about how Daigo did? Like, do you guys consider Daigo like the most overrated player right now? Because he's always the favorite, man, always. And like, I guess you could use the excuse that it was 2 out of 3 rounds, and Daigo always has problems with the really short tournaments. You know what I mean? Because like, it could be anyone's game, right? But also, like in long sets, Daigo is a monster.
He's always a monster, but it always takes him a little bit of time to adapt, to download someone. But at the same time, like, I really don't like this strategy that Daigo does of not showing up to tournaments around the world. Like, I feel like his strategy is like, I'm going to barely show up, I'm going to train just in my home country, and I'm going to rely on my skills as a player to be able to download my opponents ahead of time and then take them apart afterwards. But like, that doesn't always play out that way. It's a huge gamble.
And like he's supposed to be like the Ryu, and like in Ryu in the anime, he's traveling the world. He's walking around
He's
beating up
literally
everybody.
the world warrior. And
yeah, like
Daigo's
Ryu
not the
walks
world
around with
warrior.
his bag and he just beats the shit off everyone he runs into. Every now and then, you know, he climbs up a mountain or something when he has some time to himself. But like Daigo, he just, you know, he disappears and then I don't know, man.
He just doesn't want people to download him. But the fact is, every time he goes to a tournament and he wins, people are going to be downloading him anyway. So, like, I really would like to see Daigo show his face up to more North American, or just tournaments around the world in general. Just because, like, I don't know, the strategy just does not seem like it's paying off for Daigo. Maybe he's super busy. Maybe his obligations to his sponsor or whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe it doesn't allow him to travel as much. I'm not sure, but
yeah.
It's just really, really unfortunate that we don't see more of him globally.
Yeah.
And I think it's costing him his performance here. Like, there's just too many variances in his performance.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people were disappointed. Like I said, he was the favorite. I predicted him to get second. You predicted him to get first, right? And he was your favorite. So yeah, like he still did pretty good. It's just that he just, you know what I mean? Some people just did their homework and they did what it took to take him down, basically.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure everyone had their sights specifically on Daigo and maybe even Luffy. And
you could tell everyone prepped for those two matches, especially like wherever they were in the bracket. The closer you were to Daigo, they were doing their homework. You can tell Zen definitely did his homework. Like, Zen looked so far ahead. He's like, I'm not even like, yes, he studied for the Valmaster matchup with that pocket poison, but he knew, like, if I beat Valmaster, I'm gonna have to fight either Justin or Daigo, and I need to prep for Daigo, especially after getting destroyed by Daigo at CPT Asia. He's like, I need a counter pick, and Dawson was like, brilliant.
Yeah, for sure. So, what do you guys think of the tournament overall? Pros and cons, and did any of the players you guys predict to win? Like I said, like, shoutouts to all the people that predicted Momochi to do very well. Like, but yeah, overall the tournament was pretty good.
The quality of matches were pretty good. Huge shoutouts to Momochi for winning it. I mean, that was a cool 36,000, something like that.
They were playing that 15 grand money match at the end.
Oh god!
That's what it was.
And apparently, like,
money match.
Yeah, there's high stakes. I'm glad Momochi really kept his cool throughout it. Especially overcoming the double jeopardy against Ryan Hart, being sent to losers by him, and then coming out on top with the most clutch play at the end. I'm sure, like, Choco Blanca must have been thrilled. Like, apparently she was crying when she saw him win.
Oh, really? The Cinderella story?
So that's man, like, it just finally happened for Momochi, man. Just, we never get to see Momochi win at that, like, world scale, and finally, like, this is it.
He deserved it, man.
Now it's his time to shine.
For sure. Before I close this up, I think we should talk about the big announcement with the Sony partnership.
Yes. So next Capcom Cup, $500,000.
So random, man. $500,000. Everyone's like, whoa. But that's not the prize for just the Capcom Cup, right?
I'm not
all the
sure.
tournaments, wasn't it?
I'm not sure. Maybe, I don't know if it's mistranslation or not, but I think so. It's either Capcom Cup itself is a $500,000 pot prize, or all the tournaments involved with Capcom Cup next year will total $500,000.
Okay, I'm reading here. It says that the $500,000 prize pool is for the entire Capcom Pro Tour 2015 season, of which the Capcom Cup tournament is part of. So they said they apologized for the error. But yeah, so it looks like, well, still $500,000, man. Like, come on. So that's gonna be insane. Yeah, we're definitely getting esports now, man, for sure. That's a lot of money. And for the time these players put in, like, they deserve it, man. To be even, like, remotely close to the other esports games. So this is great. This is really good support, and this is what the community needs for sure.
I think that's a smart move on Sony's part. Sony's got to be looking at stuff like the International from Dota 2, at that $10 million pot prize.
Oh man, yeah, for sure. I'm sure, like, it looks like Sony is, like, they're really prepping up to keep Street Fighter as exciting as possible because they want to prep up for Street Fighter 5, right?
Yeah.
So they're definitely throwing in some money here.
Investing into SF5 just really helps to ensure that the quality of SF5 when it releases.
Exactly. It's definitely like a long-term like relationship that they're aiming for. So it looks good. It looks really good. That's definitely good news. So yeah, once again, guys, thanks for listening to us. I said the last episode was the last one, but you know, obviously we should talk about the tournament after we watched it. So I hope you guys enjoyed listening to this, and I don't know, Kelly. I guess we'll figure out something else to talk about in the future.
The next notable major. Well, I guess we could talk about the Master Series.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, actually, this is a good prelude to the Master Series. If anyone who doesn't know about the Master Series, this is an event held by Canada Cup Gaming, hosted by Lapchi down in Calgary, and it's similar to Topanga, but it's a round robin format, and it's basically round robin with all the previous winners of Canada Cup. So this includes Daigo, Kazunoko, Zhao Hai, Zen, and then the last winner was Pepidai, and then the guest invites are Luffy and Snake Eyes. So
how do you remember this shit?
I just do.
You're crazy.
Four of those players were at Capcom Cup. So this is going to be a really nice prelude to the Master Series. So I'm looking forward to that. And I think Master Series is in February. I could be mistaken though.
Oh man, that's soon, man.
That is really soon, yes.
But that's a lot of good players, man. A round robin tournament. It's gonna be a long tournament, dude.
It's gonna be definitely a long tournament. Unfortunately, I can't get the time off work to actually head down there, so I'll have to stream Monster it up.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, guys. Have a good night, I guess.
Later.
Later.